Hey everybody, we're going to be looking at Star Citizen today, and in particular the Aegis Avenger. This is one of the, I guess you could say, mid-cost ships. It's more expensive than the Aurora, of course, but still cheaper than I believe the 325A and the Freelancer, obviously. So it's kind of, I believe right now it's $60. So yeah, it's a smaller ship, single seater, but I think it's a very nice looking ship. I like the wheels for whatever reason. I just think they fit the ship well, and I think they look cool. And I think the shape is really interesting, and I like the ship, and that's kind of why I got it. I think it also reminds me of a Star Wars, I believe it's a Y-Wing with the engine back here. We'll go ahead and do one pass around here. The story behind this ship is that it used to be a police ship. I don't know how much they're going to work with that story, or if that's just kind of a little anecdote for everyone to know. But there you have it. We got some maneuvering thrusters aptly placed in the front and the tail, and you see one on the top and one on the bottom there. I like the lighting. I'm really excited to see this in PBR. I think it'll look great. And actually, I also like the gun mounts on this. They're not ridiculous or anything, but I think the ship will be able to hold its own and be able to do some really short distance travel, maybe some mid-range travel, but for the most part I think this is more of a quick trip ship. Looks like, let's see what this is. Is this that must be a hydrogen scoop. Yeah, that's definitely not a boarding hatch. Now I really want them to put, this looks like it could be a slot for a ladder, and they've had a few different iterations of this ship. One of them actually had a whole staircase leading up to it. They've gotten rid of that, so hopefully they put a ladder that comes out of there. Probably it'll have to probably be a little bit higher for you to get in. But right now, the only way to get in is through the back. So let's go over there right now. Now this ship is actually surprising. If you compare, say, the size to the 325A in the background there, it actually looks smaller, but the interior is actually much bigger. So I'm not quite sure how they were able to pull that off, but they did, and it's awesome. So we'll go ahead and lower the hatch here. And this was the first thing that sold me on this ship, this cargo hold. Now initially it didn't have these boxes here, and it was just this whole section was available for cargo, but they added these in. These are either sleep pods for, I don't know. They've also been discussed as being prison cells, so if you're doing some bounty hunting, for instance. So you could have some cargo in here as well as some perpetrators of the law. And then here's the second thing that sold me on this ship. Go ahead and get through the crawl space section, and it's the bed. I was super happy that this bed was in here, and it doesn't look like there's a pillow, which I'm a little upset about, so maybe they'll add one. But this is a door that will be able to open. There's a video on Robert Space Industries YouTube channel that shows it opening. And I want there to be a TV on the top here, because this is kind of a claustrophobic area. If I can pull out of my first person view here, let's Let me get, there we go. Whoa. Oh, clipping through myself a little bit there. So, let's, oh, alright. There we go. You can see that I'm crouched down, so this is pretty claustrophobic in real life. And I would really like for there to be some sort of screen to kind of take my mind off the fact that I'm enclosed in this tomb here. On the other hand, this is actually looks like a pretty well protected area, so if you ever do need to steal a few hours of sleep, you could come back here and probably be relatively safe. Now there is no table, so I don't know how you're going to eat anything. I don't think there's any storage for food or anything like that, unless if you just have some food in the cargo area. Alright, we'll go ahead and get in the cockpit. And here we go. Oh, sorry about that stutter. Alright, I actually really like this cockpit, aside from the fact that my hands are clipping through the joysticks right now. I love the visibility, and it's a small enough ship that you don't feel like you're driving a tank. And it feels like it would be very maneuverable, and you'll be able to see everything, and you can see pretty low as well, which I'm a fan of. And it looks like the HUD will be pretty simplistic, which is great. Not a lot of clutter to get in your way. You might have a in-helmet HUD, which would also be cool. But for the most part, it looks like this cockpit is going to be clean and simple. You've got your roll, your pitch, and then I'm assuming if you did the yaw, I guess one stick would go forward and one stick would go back, but that's not implemented yet. But that is the Avenger's cockpit. I'll go ahead and come back out here so you can see all these animations too. So yeah, the bed's cool, and the cargo area is awesome and big for what it is, for the size of the ship. So I think that the Avenger, especially for the price point, I think that this will be a fantastic starting ship if you had a little more money to spend than the Aurora and you wanted to do maybe bounty hunting or some sort of cargo transport, because you don't have a lot of cargo transport in the 325A, although you do have more powerful weapons and it's probably faster. This has the roomier cargo hold, it's cheaper, and I think overall, I think you'll probably be seeing a lot of the Avenger in the verse. I think it's a good ship, and I'm excited to see it in flight. And this should be available in the Dogfight version 1. But we'll see. They said that they're trying to get all of the single-seater ships in Dogfight V1, but maybe it'll just be the Hornet. I don't know. Hopefully there's some variety there, because I don't have a Hornet yet, so maybe they'll force everyone to buy one. I doubt they'll do that, but who knows. But anyway, that's the Avenger. Hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section below. And see you in the verse.